But yeah. Basically heard that a friendo was dying and flew back. And now he's caught up in this mess too. So, yay! Yeah, doesn't this person look familiar? Anywho, let's ignore Iris for a second there. We're just gonna go take a quick look-see daisy in here. Alright, let's start with the people involved. Yeah, now we actually have Phoenix's picture here too, because now it says that this is all based on like Edgeworth's vision, by the way. My friend since grade school fell from Dusky Bridge and is currently hospitalized. And the Gumshoe homicide detective at the local precinct in charge of the initial investigation. Maya Fey went to the inner temple for spiritual training and is now trapped there. Yes, that is what we know of. My Parafay, Maya's cousin, was apparently with the victim at the time of the crime, currently missing. Orot is here somewhere, I don't know where, and Edgeworth doesn't have any freaking clue about this guy either. The prosecutor for this case, he apparently holds some sort of a grudge against Wright. Bikini, head nun of Hasakura Temple, discovered the murder. Her bad back really bothers her. This is our victim, Elise Demnix, the victim of this incident, a picture book author of unknown age, Larry's teacher. And yes, Larry's here too. Unfortunately. Yes, Bikini. Yes, we had a blast with that name. I bet we're gonna still have a blast with that name. Yeah, Bikini Nun. Let that sink in. Iris, the defendant, a nun from Hasakura Temple, doesn't seem to have any spiritual powers. And then we have Larry Butch, my friend since grade school. I don't remember how we became friends though. Burn. Anywho, these two things we got from Wright. And he wasn't serious when he gave this to me, was he? Received from Wright some thing about reading people's hearts. What other nonsense. I feel like he does actually believe that now, but you know. So evidence-wise, we have a victim staff carried by Elise Demnix when she was alive. Has her fingerprints on it. She was doing a bit of a cosplay at the Hasakura Temple. Like, apparently she was not actually dressing very, she was just kind of getting to the mood of the place and was dressing up. And I'm gonna tell you already something about the staff. It's missing a piece. It's missing an amethyst stone. A very round stone that was, blocked at the, well, there's gonna be a photograph and you're gonna see it in there, in that photograph, but like, it's missing a piece. Then we have the murder weapon, or so to speak, apparent murder weapon, Shinjishito, a giant-ass sword. The apparent murder weapon has the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints on it. So this sword has Iris's fingerprints on it, because of course it has. This is a hanging scroll, shows Misty Fae, Master of Crime Technique. This painting of Misty Fae is hanged in the training hall place where Maya is currently trapped in. Iris's hood, received before the lights out bell the night of the crime, protects from evil spirits. This is something I'm gonna tell immediately. We as Phoenix, we met Iris before that 10 o'clock bell, and Iris gave us this hood. And also said that it supposedly protects from evil spirits. Because Iris was supposed to go ring the bell afterwards. So my current assumption is that Iris might have been possessed by a vengeful spirit. Potentially. I am not sure. Because that would somehow bullshittery made sense, okay? That's my theory currently. Or Iris is just Dahlia. Could also be that. I don't know. But it's just like, she just gave this to Phoenix before she went to ring the bell. And, I don't know, some weird shenanigans. Note to Iris. This note, we now know that was written by Larry, actually. Under the main hall, maybe she dropped it. But here's the funny bit. How does this sound to you? To Iris to Hasakura Temple, salutations here. There's something I must talk to you about. I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall. Make sure you come, unless you want your secrets to be exposed. Sounds like a fucking ransom letter, doesn't it? Sounds like a blackmail. Yeah. This was written by Larry to Iris. And Larry was, I don't know, the idiot thought that Iris had feelings for him because of course he thought, because he's fucking head over heels for every goddamn woman that walks by. And yeah, he basically wrote this and gave this to Iris, and apparently Iris mistook it. Obviously mistook it for something bad and not something good. So yeah. But that's the thing behind this note. Hasakura Temple map. Yeah. Look familiar, this area? It's the same area where that murder situation happened with the two sisters and the big guy in the previous case that we saw the flashback case of. So the murder happened here at the Hasakura Temple. That's the Heavenly Hall where Larry wanted originally meet up with Iris. And Maya is currently trapped in this side, inside the inner temple. And this bridge, since there's no boarding, it's basically showcasing that it's burned. It has burned to the crisp. It is a very, very meh situation. Yeah, I figured when you mentioned Dusky Bridge. Yeah, but that's what it looks like today. Weather data. A region weather report for the night of the crime. Yeah, because apparently Larry witnessed a lightning strike at the bridge. And that's the cause of the fire. Eagle Mountain weather data from February 7. Snow with occasional lightning strikes. Snow 7 to approximately 10:15 p.m. Lightning 10 to approx 11 p.m. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45 p.m. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. So it's a pretty quick fire. And this, oh, cult New Year's issue. This is the bloody reason Phoenix went with Maya and Pearl up to the mountain. They saw this picture and he was like, that other woman looks a bit sus. What the heck? And, you know, henceforth we went there. And, you know, okay, here we go. Here we have a photo of Elise, taken by her own pupil. Larry, don't be confused by the Maurice Dermig's name. It's Larry. And there you can see the amethyst stone that is clearly missing from the freaking staff. But yeah, this is the poor woman that's dead now. Iris's testimony rang a lights out bell at 10 p.m. and was then in her room until the murder was discovered. And this is just told by Iris, our client. And by the way, yes, we had the Magatama when we were asking all the things from her, and we did get some locks here and there. And the only reason, by the way, why Edgeworth now agreed to help Iris was that since apparently Iris has a secret to tell to Phoenix, and she wasn't able to tell it for the reasons now happening, Edgeworth basically said that he's gonna help on one condition, and that is that Iris has to tell Phoenix that secret, whatever it was that she was going to tell. And then we have finally Elise's autopsy report. Time 10 between 11 p.m. Cause of loss of blood from a stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. And this is a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Her body fell 10 feet after death. So in other words, she died probably before getting stabbed with the sword, but at the same time we are not sure what the heck's happening there. But that's all our evidences. That's enough of a recap. I'm probably gonna remember more things as we go. But yeah. Should we begin? Oh boy. Oh boy, I am curious on what's gonna happen.
Oh my, Mr. Loris feels that way about me.
All right, we told her about the apparent blackmail letter. Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Oh yeah, we didn't get the answer from Larry. Proper.
Does that mean Mr. Loris is the witness today?
No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini?
I swear if the little necklace bottle is involved in this case. Yeah, how many times are they gonna bring that motherfucker back? No. Enough with the goddamn bottle. We are done with the bottle. Come up with something else. Thank you. He claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Deonamix, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well done.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed...
Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. And the defense attorney's job is to believe in people and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I'm fit to do the task I've been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands.
Cool.
See what I mean, Kiso?
Iris doesn't quite fit into being Dahlia, doesn't she? But I'm still very sus about it. She could be still playing us all. Bah. February 9, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. It has to be her. You think so? Alright. Ah, there we go. We got a different judge. Not our judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hasakura Temple. Oh wow, that is so weird to see him in this side. I'm sorry. It's so weird to see him on this side. Or she has a twin that was separated from a birth. I mean, with this game, it could definitely be something weird like that as well. But at the same time, we know that she had an older sister, you know, because she killed her and all that, so I mean, I don't know. For now, let's treat her as Iris. It's easier, less of a headache. The defense is ready, Your Honor. So, who did we get to prosecute then? The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecutor in this case. I mean, if she is Dahlia, it's a bummer. If she ain't a Dahlia, it's still a bummer. It means they couldn't make up any more different characters. Or this is just an elaborate scheme of the game developers to make us doubt right into the end. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a balanced waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor stare can only mean that the prosecutor has not confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant. I mean, God, I'm stupid. Oh my God, of course Edgeworth will bring her. Because he said that he pulled some strings to get a prosecutor. There's not many prosecutors. I was like, who's he gonna get? Like, I thought he was gonna get the freaking, you know, the half-bald guy with glasses. You know, the incompetent guy. Oh no, he didn't get the incompetent guy. Oh, shit. Fuck. You guys think she's in on this? Like, you guys think that she's gonna let us go easy? You guys think she's gonna let us go easy and, well, shit. As much as I'm happy to see her, I'm also... Oh, dear. Absolutely. You think? Ah, shit. Okay. Okay, well, well, this is gonna be a fucking show, isn't it? Now, of course he wouldn't get the old man. Doesn't fit the kava. I don't know, but... It's just, Because my brain said that she was not in this country. And we only got, like, Edgeworth flying back. So I was like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm happy about this result, but at the same time, I'm scared. Because she's gonna be a pain in the butt, isn't she? The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecutor's prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Probably yes, yeah. Perchance you wouldn't be, of any relations with the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma? Legends are things of the past. I am von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case. Oh, you flew in today. Nice. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? And by the way, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I am most certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? Can we pull up a Jedi here and be like, you are imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor. Ooh. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? Please play along! Pretty please! Low-key burn. Okay. Okay. If she's gonna play along with it, might as well poke fun at Edgy, I guess. There is no such weakling as this man amongst those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I'm sure once before. I told you, there is no such weakling. What was that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such things in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip at... Hold it! I have no objections to the whip. You don't? The prosecutor can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. Had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. Please be acting, okay? Please. Never mind, the siblings are idiots. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. I don't know what that word means, that's too fancy for me. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about people acting bizarrely in my court. The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise de Nix. Yeah, it was pretty gruesome looking. Her body was found in the Hasakura Temple's courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. She ain't acting, but she will discover. Oh boy. The sword is this, in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accept this photo of the crime scene. Hell yeah, new evidence, gimme. There is no mistake, this was a doing of a Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last as a defense attorney. Yeah, have fun, Edgy. Oh no! Oh no, she's too short! Somebody get a box! Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Also before that, shave! Oh, hold on, dear. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. My dude, she's short. My dude, that bikini lady is very short. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. There you go. Once again, your name and occupation, please.
Oh, little old me. Well, I'm the head nun of Hasakura Temple of Eagle Mountain. My name's Bikini. You call me Bikini. Nice to meet everyone.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Don't sound so disappointed, man. Thank you, Karma. The courtroom is the guard of holy judgment. Those with a lechery is in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. Where do you want me to leave?
Oh, no need to get your bikinis and your twists. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night of the in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that.
Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? Witness's testimony the night of the murder.
That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hasakura Temple. There's no path at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
I'm a Canadian judge, eh? Oh no. I can't do accents, guys. Man. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hasakura Temple.
Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
That sounds a little pretty... sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
Ba-da-dum.
Hold it!
Ooh. What is this inner temple?
Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo an intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It's quite exhausting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising.
Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. Tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hasakura Temple, where the murder took place?
Hold it!
Violently?
Oh, that's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife or a fork during a cold months. Just being alive is like strict training.
On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
And that's right. Raging like a bull in a pigeon. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off.
Yikes. You guys ever had that bad of a back pain so that it almost takes you out? I don't think I've ever had that bad. I've had super bad shoulder ache and neck pain, but like not an entire back. Although I have snapped something in my back a couple times, which has caused me to have pain, but like, I highly doubt it's the same that for this woman.
Hold it!
You left Iris to help. With what?
What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper.
Wasn't it your place to remain with the discipline?
Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they don't pass away.
Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct?
Yes, she's gentle and honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions.
Hold it!
So you returned to Hasakura Temple in order to take a bath.
My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world after all.
How long were you in the path for, if you don't mind me asking?
My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind.
Huh?
I bet the next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Ah, this is why you have to watch the younging ones.
What are you going to— Ow! Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. Oi! He asked a proper question! Man! Oh, the lowest of the low. Is there some sort of a kick me sign stuck in defense bench? I mean, I feel like there might be a throw a coffee mug sign. Probably, I don't know. We've been thrown with a coffee mug so many times. You better watch your head, Edgy.
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from the post for too long. You understand? So...
Hold it!
The crime took place in the courtyard, correct?
When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard.
That's right. In other words, it was a pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can't clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are.
Interesting.
Alright, let's start figuring this shit out. Helping an acolyte. Likes to act up. And that's where he saw it. What do we have here? What on earth can we use here? Don't think it's the staff. Don't think it's the sword. Temple, surrounding area. Oh yeah, I guess we can look at the photo. This is a very strange one, isn't it? Because, this person supposedly fell 10 feet before, like, after death, you know? How on earth do you fall there and get stuck with the sword afterwards? Or before? I don't fucking know. That sounds so stupid right now, but I don't know where to even begin here. Okay. And when I saw it, hold on, what did she say here again? Took place in a courtyard. Yeah. That's like where she just tells about the training the stuff. About the back. Left iris. Help acolytes.
Hold it!
NPM. But we have Iris's testimony here saying that she rang the bell and returned to her room. I'm guessing we are gonna use Iris's words here, maybe. Just to make sure. It's just past 10 p.m. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's that part, and we use Iris's words there for her testimony. Let's see. Aha. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers to observation and memory, after all.
Well, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hasakura Temple.
In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something to me. This disappearance between your... discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go into the inner temple at all.
No, she said that?
The defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hasakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi.
But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
She does indeed have honest eyes. Right. All people lie. That is my belief. Am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means you must call your memory into question.
Oh dear, dear, dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Well, that isn't exactly right.
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. And let us return to the cross-examination.
Us helping Acolyte. Backacting us.
Hold it!
Are you sure that you're not making a mistake?
You young man need to get your estimations of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing about a place would have stood out to me like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I've made a mistake.
Excellent finish there, witness. Still I have to wonder... But that's not possible. She gave her hoodie, the weird hoodie thing, to Phoenix before she went to ring the bell, so she wouldn't have looked the same. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met.
I need to take the trash out, but I'm lazy. Go do that. Go do that. Go do that quick. You got this.
I know it's a shitty weather out there, but you got this. She was wearing this demon warding hood, correct?
Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing. I'll have you know. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Oh, I think she noticed it too. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? Yeah, yeah, I feel like they both noticed it, like, wait a second, why do you have that? That's the question of the day, now is it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. Before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Well, well, well.
Ah, look at that! She really is standing on boxes. That's actually kind of cute. It is not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order! Sister, this hood. You have a spare one around in the temple, don't you?
Yes, well... I do tend to make too many of them.
I see a stockpile. Sort of the hoods, eh?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
And it's quite strange. If there was a sublurb of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. You won't? I like the confidence in you, buddy. Because I don't got that.
Mika. I will break the blizzard and take out the stinky trash. You got this! Go for it!
While I'll figure out what the frick that word is that Edgy is saying. Discrepancies. It says My god, my dude, you do not have to use such fancy words when you're just thinking inside your own head. Who are you impressing? Yourself? Jeez. Discrepancy. That word, such as this, will show seeds in any human heart. This something. I don't know. Nuts. The seeds of doubt. Witness. While I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath, on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubts are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory is simulation. What's he trying to impress with that hard thinking words? After my bath.
I finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was... Oh, Mr. Gillies! Iris was... Oh, Mr. Gillies, and with that sword of all things... Mr. Gillies was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
By who? Who pushed her out of the window? Plus, there's so many things wrong in that, because supposedly she was already dead. And then she fell from the window. That's at the very least, it's said in the autopsy report. So how does someone who's supposedly stabbed before she falls down and then gets struck with a sword again? So who was stabbing a dead body? Do we have a situation where someone was stabbing a dead body? For funsies? I don't know. People are fucking weird. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then I would have been much like Miss Von Karma whipping the Edgeworth in the Tuin court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid as creative as Detective Gumshoes. I would look the fool if I commanded on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name, can't you do something about that habit of yours? Ooh. I'm down there.
Hold
Well, let's start ripping this stuff apart. How far is it from your room to the inner temple?
Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on their stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hasakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it back there last night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway towards the main hall.
Hold it!
You say you heard a noise.
A thump. Just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. A thump, just like that.
But then, couldn't this noise you just heard have been snow falling from the ground to the ground?
I never thought of that.
Ow! The next one to laugh gets a whipping.
Hello, Tooth. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and...
We're just poking this nun a bit. And hey, the surprise prosecutor was Von Karma. The better version.
Hold it!
This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims.
Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to...
The murderer who stabbed the victim with a sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can.
Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now, that you mentioned... Now that you mentioned it, there was something awfully strange about her.
Oh, there was?
Something that has been bugging me all this time.
You tell. Please don't keep us in suspense.
Her hood.
Her hood?
That's right. It comes back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
Huh. You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? Sure. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Yikes. That got dark. Witness, add that statement to your testimony.
No problem.
Didn't have her hood on.
Hold it!
You are sure about that?
Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're bored. You understand, it's our style. Yes, that's it.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that's really struck out.
Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. At least then it might bite you and not someone else. Ouch.
Iris didn't have her hood on. I'm sure of it.
Very well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh? The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor?
No, no, no. Hasakura Temple is a single-story building. But the mountain itself slopes downwards, which elevates the main gate inside the temple and the guest rooms in the back.
So she fell from here? This is the room, I guess?
About the height of a two-story building.
I see. And the victim was staying in one of those elevated rooms, correct?
Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all.
Hold it!
What makes you so sure of all this?
You have returned. Welcome back, Kiesel. It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? A thump, just like that.
You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report stated that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then.
Yep. I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hasakura Temple.
There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remarks? It doesn't feel like she's lying. This is very powerful testimony too. He claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things that I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Well, I already see a bit of a yikesy mistake in this testimony, but we'll see if it is what I think it is. Finished the bath. Just walking back. Heard a noise from the courtyard. Took a look and with the sword of all things, Iris didn't have her hood on. This is the courtyard. So this last part. This one doesn't make sense because we have the autopsy report. Yeah. Loss of blood from stabbing in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. So that's the part where I'm a bit like... I'm gonna try if this is something we need to start pointing out now.
Objection!
Oh my goodness, it is. Let's go. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway.
Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter.
However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? the autopsy report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. That's right, it says after death right here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Yeah, it's a bit of an odd order, isn't it? Order! The victim was killed and then fell? If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of the window down into the courtyard below. Yeah, but we are having a person saying that they saw her getting stabbed at the courtyard. Were there any signs of struggle in Miss Demanix's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? I don't think she can answer that. She literally flew in today. I don't think she has had time to even visit that place. Oh, never mind. Watch her freaking answer this anyway. No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Well, I suppose the cops were searching the place, I guess. Our whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then you're... I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on a wound. That's true, with the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. Perfect reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Well, shit. How does someone, anybody want to tell me how the hell does someone just waltz into somebody's room with a giant-ass sword and just gets you by the surprise and stabs you with the sword and then kicks you out of the window? What the heck is this case? My god, I feel kind of bad for Elise now. How the hell was that poor woman murdered? How the... Dang. And she was a children's book author. Dang. But at the same time, here's the thing. Also, we do not know enough information about Elise either, so... She might have some background, and I mean, she must have some fucking background going on with her, because who would want to kill a children's book author? So maybe she has a dark past. But like I said, we do not know yet. Order! I must admit that this is a probable version of the events. And expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all suspicions on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please! Remain standing on the crate!
Don't go selling me short now. The weight of the winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip?
Oh boy, alright, alright.
Yikes. Further details. Ooh, the music.
When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Army was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back.
Alright, that's what she witnessed, and that's the crime scene photo. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. There we go. At that time, was the victim bleeding?
Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood, not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed?
Hold it!
Think carefully. This is very important.
It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No. When I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Ellie's body.
It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped onto the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. You're saying that you saw the victim's blood.
That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room. And her blood-flecked clothes... What? And her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. Seriously? So they even found the clothes that had blood in them? Well, that's great. What? The clothes were blood-flecked as well? Do we have these clothes as a piece of evidence or anything? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? I want to see those clothes. What the heck? Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you're saying you saw the victim bleeding.
Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed. But I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, as plain as day.
Huh? So now the whole thing has changed. Like, Bikini's word has changed into seeing Iris pulling the sword out of a technically already dead Elise. So, what is her crime then? Pulling a sword out of a dead body. But then, how does a certain dead body end up still under Ami's statue and a certain statue still stabbing her with the sword? How the hell does that happen?
What the frick?
How the... Nah, I don't know. Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Yeesh. That's a nasty thought, considering that we know what the sword looks like. It's not exactly a regular sword, it's a freaking wibbly wobbly multi-bladed one. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine. Yeah, that part is smoothly thrown out? Seriously?
Hold it!
Smoothly, you say? You're saying that you saw the sword smoothly slide out?
That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the cold statue of Mystic Ami. Mystic Elise was on the ground, and Iris was stood over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of the Mystic Ellie's body. It slid out from that gaping wound.
It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of the place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. Oh, I already know what's out of place. That something which wouldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened.
Hold it!
Was the bleeding caused by the killer removing the sword?
No mistaking it, I remember it all clear as a day.
Don't you think that's a bit odd? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Why would the killer pull out the sword? What? If all she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of a golden statue, then there was no reason to remove it from the body. All that would have complicated it, caused the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Miss Von Karma? That's... Indeed, it is strange now that you mention it. I'm going to need to find an answer to this mystery too. Anyway, the witness saw something terrible. So what did you do after that, witness?
And then she fainted.
Hold it!
Now on onto the what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct?
Well, I was unconscious.
How long were you out for?
I don't know, 10, maybe 20 minutes. A young man with a very prickly looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually.
Oh yeah, I know. Phoenix just kind of ran over. I'm not sure I like that method of recitation?
Well, I wasn't asking for mouth to mouth or anything of sort. But I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell ya.
Yeah, instead of something just running you over. I shall have a word with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening?
Hold it!
By Mystic Army, you are referring to the golden statue, correct?
Just stabbing someone with a Shinjishito sacred treasure is terrible enough. But to then make Mystic Army hold that blade...
Truly a heinous, despicable crime. It is easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubtably hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can. Ooh, you have a logic there? You know, by all means, One Karma. What's your logic? How the hell it makes sense to first pull out the sword, like the witness is saying, and then taking the body next to the statue and putting the sword on the statue's hand and then technically stabbing the victim again, who has already been dead for a while now at this point. There isn't always a logical reasoning behind why someone acts.
That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself...
There isn't always. That praise might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shinjishito from the Ami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth. Maybe because she wasn't a real mystic person and maybe dishonor? Ooh. You don't think it's a symbolism thing? Could be. Across the scene, sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, didn't actually see her stab. Saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hill. Smoothly thrown out. Yeah, this part. I'm gonna try this part and I'm gonna present the sword itself. Because the part where she says it's pulled out smoothly bothers me, because how the hell someone pulls this out smoothly?
Objection!
Thank you, game, for making it a little bit simple for myself today. Sister Bigini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so, but there are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. You have a pretty face, so I'll forgive you.
What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are completely impossibilities. Could be, I mean, she was prancing around with all the gear and stuff. Yeah. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this thing? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough to do that. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail. Mistä kohta? In what part do you appear weak and frail? I don't see it, sorry. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose. I believe that. The objection stands. Have it a little back there, I must admit. You don't need to hear that. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. That's... We also have a problem with the amount of bleeding. It's true that when the blade is left in the body, it acts as a plunge of sword. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than a conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shinshito. When a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. Yeah, fetching a little too far there, Karma. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusion contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. It better be. If this sword really was thrusted in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood in the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth! Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. What does this all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but... Having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shinshito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from a foolish mind of a foolhardy, foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
Well... It's because Mystic Ami was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was too strong. That is what influenced us. Don't rip your pants, miss. I don't think she's wearing pants. Oh, wait. Oh, but you can say don't rip your stockings. I'm pretty sure she had a stockings. It influenced us to believe that the Shinshito was the murder weapon. So the actual murder weapon is still out there, I guess. And the judge doesn't get a saying here. Okay. So maybe the Shinshito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecutor to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely,
Where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searches the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's...
answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
Can you? Oh, she can't. But that's not good. We do need the murder weapon. Where is it? No evidence of that kind was found. Shit, we don't have a murder weapon. It's a rhetorical phrase.
Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
Oh.
Drink! Drink!
Whack.
Drink! Drink!
Thank you for the hydration.
Take a better position, too.
I keep sliding on my chair. I become a slouching sloth. I don't become a shrimp. I slouch. Like, I start to, like, slide on the chair, and at some point I realize that I'm not anymore sitting, like, proper. I don't know how people shrimp, though. The only time I shrimp is when I do, like, how do I say, like, important paperwork. When I somehow I start shrimping and looking really close to the screen that I'm absolutely reading everything correct. Like, I have to double focus when I'm reading stuff, important, like, stuff. That's the only time I start shrimping on my computer. But when I play games, I start to, like, slowly, you know, fall from the chair.
I don't know what's up with that.
It's not good still. Yeah, okay, Bikini remembered something. What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of.
You what?
Well then. I think we need to hear a testimony from you and one more time, sister. Huh?
Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
Hey, don't call her old. She's not even 50, okay? Bikini's not even 50. I'm pretty sure she's not 50. Location of the weapon.
Yeah. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks that indicated that snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to the Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into the Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all.
Oh. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm gonna back up Bikini there. We did notice that the snowmobile was at the front, and in the morning when we had arrived, it was covered in snow. But by the time when we, you know, started running to the bridge, the burning bridge, the snowmobile was not covered in snow, which does indicate that someone had used it before that. So, that does check out, but I don't know about the throwing the sword into the river part. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know.
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph. Oh. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is a interesting theory. I also see footprints. And I wonder if those footprints were Phoenix's when he ran to the bridge. The tracks begin in front of the Hasakura temple and run all the way to the Dusky Bridge. Taken that night from the main gate, Dusky Bridge. I hum. That solves our pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it a perfect place to dispose of a murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of a murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Location of the weapon. But this is all, like, bikini spitballing here. But I guess this is all of us trying to figure this stuff out right now.
Hold it!
You are sure about the time?
Yes, I was worried about it after all.
Why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave the Hasakura temple.
Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister.
Hold it!
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right, the one who trampled me.
It seems she's the type to hold a grudge.
There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Phoenix Wright? He didn't even have his cell phone on him? He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, after all. Not only do I have to carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go out to the main gate for a spell.
Hold it!
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited.
That's it. That's the only one we have. They'll run no matter how much snow falls.
Now you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by the time. I'm not so sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at the time?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh yeah, what do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing the slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used.
I see. I never thought of that.
Ah, that's right. I overlooked that too.
Of course you did.
Then answer the question, please, witness.
I don't often go around touching hot engines.
However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
Oh.
Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There wasn't any snow on it? Curses. Well, it seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then. Hey?
How long does it take to get a dusty bridge by snowmobile?
Hold it!
In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking.
There's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain?
Watch her step down from the stools. I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as I can be. I'd fetched some water, was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch. Just like that, crunch.
Oh, so that's how she broke her back. Crutch.
Haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then.
She got a little trauma. The driving one.
Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Hold it!
Refresh your memory. How long were you knocked out for?
Like I said, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile.
I have to concede that it's more than enough time.
Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth?
Don't test me.
Hold it!
While it would have been possible, time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh, and what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning. Your Honor, why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of a murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. A response, Miss Von Karma? Aye.
Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor?
What? Jesus, over the top as always.
Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth.
Another mystery to feed to fire.
Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon?
Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony.
Now all I have to do is to start poking holes in this flawless account.
We're gonna start poking about.
Let's see. Saw the murder around 9... why do I keep saying 9 here? 11... Passed out... Went to the main gate. Tracks showing that it's been used. Let's check the evidences we have. We have the track photos. We have footprints there. At the snowmobile tracks, we have the footprints. Courtyard photo. The weather data.
Hold it!
Tracks that had been used. She says that there was no snow on it.
Hold it!
Okay, this one's a bit tricky one. I'm not sure what we want here. Let's use the sword. Use this hood. That is true, the lightning had already struck and the bridge was in blazes pretty much. Although, wait a second, the times here do a little weird thing, don't they? This says that the lightning struck at 11 p.m, but that the bridge was already on fire at 10:45. Ah, that's gonna be important at some point, but I don't think this is thing yet. I don't think this is a thing right now. So I feel like we are going to be using this. Somehow we're gonna use this photo because it's relevant to this testimony right now, but we just need to find the spot where to use it. That's my theory right now.
one's a bit tricky, but let's try.
Went up the main and saw the murder around 11. After asking that it be reported, I went out the main gate. Saw the tracks. Nope.
No. Nope.
Am I just gonna start shoving it everywhere?
You like it. Man.
Hold it! Hold it!
But, this is a tricky one. I'm not sure.
Objection!
Oh. But that was kind of by accident. You go, Edgy. Please, Edgy, explain us what are we looking at here? That's embarrassing. Okay, I'll take it. Accidentally place the thing in the right place. Woohoo! I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left Hasakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there would be two sets of tracks in the snow. Ah, clever. Okay, I'm a ding dong. Of course, there should be like the tracks to show that you left, and the tracks to show that you came back. But there's only one track showing that they arrived there, and then there's only one like footprint track, which is most likely Phoenix's. Possibly. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back.
Ah, you're right.
Huh. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. Huh? On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks? Well, there has to be a contradiction. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice story. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Why, there's a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction. Oh dear. Will it, Edgy? Will it? Why are you doing this to me, buddy? Why are you doing this to me, buddy? I'm not confident. The evidence will do all talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of a murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, please present your evidence to the court. Contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. Is this where we show the weather report? Yeah, could be actually, could be.
Eek.
Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Like I said, it was around 11.
Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for the Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. And then the weather reporter. Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling.
I got a new perfume and it smells so good. Nice.
What? I was about to ask what flavor is it? No. What scent is it?
You know, close enough.
Don't taste it. Please don't taste it.
Vanilla. Oh, nice.
Please don't still taste it. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Order. Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claims has been snowed in. Get it? Aye. Undeserved. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Why? Answer me this then. When is a weather report even correct? Oh, no. You got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this isn't an actual data. Yeah. Forecast data, all weather reports have been some inaccuracies. Oh my gosh, she's so annoying. I still like her. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
That's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh? But what? How did she pull that off?
Now you know, Edgy, how it is for Phoenix to be in that stand. Hello, Violet. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Thursday.
So it was about 13 minutes. Perfume started coming in a roll-on tube, which looked like a lip gloss tube had gotten past. So when I got some of the perfume in Christmas, I applied to my lips, and I got was a flavor of perfume. I'm sorry for you, but that is also hilarious. That it's nasty, but it's kind of hilarious because it's like, well, blame anyone else except for the marketing packaging, I guess. It had stopped snowing at the Hasakura temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. Oh dear, we are actually gonna have to show shit here. Oh dear. I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony.
You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? This picture here? Because wouldn't she be covered in snow as well? I'm gonna go with this. Should I? It's either this or this. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right, but proving that is
incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. Yeah, because she would be covered in snow too. As you can see, everything is covered with snow. With just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Deonymix. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Order.
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hasakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for the Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when this person returned to Hasakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There
is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Of course it was.
Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. Should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. Uh-oh. Yeah, the thing can't cross the bridge. That we know of.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So, she must have left it, the Hasakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot.
That sounds right.
But, what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hasakura Temple, I didn't see anything near the Dusky Bridge.
Oh. You must have just failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hasakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean.
Oh.
I know what I saw. It was covered in snow too.
So it hadn't been used then. But that... It's impossible! Oh, great. Order in the court. What does this all mean? Yeah, I have a feeling none of us knows exactly. So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hasakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything I know.
But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness, who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? There was one guy walking about, but I don't know if I want to call that guy to the witness stand because he never ever gives anything straight out.
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are... First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being... This individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is all kind of idiot. Aye.
Who is this idiot you're talking about? Yeah, this idiot. This guy must be the product of a the Dodge's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butch, a discipline of the victim Ellie Stone mix. Her student. Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? That's... Ay. I could tell them about the designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He's after all an artist. Yeah. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that could move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunately unreliable looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? Yeah, that's the thing we don't know. I intend to extract that from him, which, right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth at witness stand immediately. Sorry, on Karma, you're gonna have to... you're gonna have to talk with that guy. I'm so sorry. Have no choice, do I? Sorry. I believe he's in a gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. Piece of shit. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see the preparing for the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. I'm good. Well then, court is now in recess.
Okie dokie.
And there we go. We got it to be continued.
Bam bam ba da ba dum bam bam.
Double save. Okay, guys. Let me take a small break here. I'm also gonna refill the water because I am pretty much almost out of it. So I'm gonna refill the water, take a bathroom break, and be right back. We are definitely continuing this still.
So give me just a moment. Okay, dokie. I'm back.
The game sound back on. Put the game back.
We're ready to continue.
Alright, February 9th, 11:15 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 1. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only had 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we can reconvene. Alright, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room, the Sakura Temple. Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore her witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to the dusky bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh no. No, that's the thing. Shit. So she did use her snowmobile. But why did she go to the bridge? Iris? I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Whose safety? Her. The safety of the acolyte. The acolyte, huh? Maya? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eyes and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Deonymix? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. As I thought, no psyche lux. Very well. It is my job to get the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. February 9th, 11:36 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Back we go. Well, we now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Hello, Said. Saidlos, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Although now I'm a little bit worried since you played the darkness theme there. You good there, buddy? You came just in time. We're about to start poking Larry about what the incredible thing he witnessed at the bridge or at that night. I'm fine, even my room is dark.
Okay.
Suspicious behavior. He was sketching something very intensely. I asked what the witness was sketching when he was detained. He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. Oh boy. I can only presume that is the thing you should not say out loud. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Laurice Dynamics, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It would seem that the whip is going to see plenty more use today. Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey! Oh, sister, whoa. You tried to run away from the bailiffs who was trying to hand you your Saphona, correct? Well, look, it's nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridiani. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope. That's it, thanks, buddy. It's kinda sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with the trial at all. I expected all your faces to be red when you realized it's a mistake. Right, red? Or as you use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! Ow, 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 Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man. Refrain from ripping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. Alright, she... the judge got fired in there too. This is too much for me. Hold together, man. What I saw. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyer during your testimony. I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Oh my god! Oh my god, I just realized that, yeah, he was not asked any of those. I mean, Larry has been in the witness stand before a couple times now, so he's kind of gotten used to the fact that usually folks ask his name and occupation, but he wasn't even asked that. Oh, that's kind of funny. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternal unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you.
We can delve into other details at a later time. Well, first of all, Larry's lying to his ears.
Hold it!
Why did we? Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness? Any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. It was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could have been seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? I'm gonna screenshot this because this is the trial right now. This image here is capturing the trial really well right now.
See, you can do it for yourself. Do it if you try.
Oh!
There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge.
Hold it!
A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times. I went over every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at the Heavenly Hall that night. I bet real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was this man's intentions to summon the defendant to the small shack. Using this blackmail letter. We just straight up called it a blackmail letter. Blackmail? No. That was simply a product of the— Ow!
Oh, huff puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness.
Oh, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You fucking wuss. Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Larry, you really didn't see it.
Hey, you don't need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see it's a snowmobile.
Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile? You truly have nothing to hide. Then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is it? I don't know. Don't ask me. Seems that I need to start from more obvious contradictions. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. You didn't meet anyone. Well, that's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some, Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expected to see those Crimson Lake faces now. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. So wait, do we have to like strike him in every part here? Because he's so full of shit.
I'm just saying, do we actually have to like poke him in every single part? Because in the first one, we would be able to poke out the weather report. Walked to the bridge number of times, didn't see a snowmobile, but we have the proof about the tracks. So... Oh, it's not the tracks. Oh. Okay, it's not the tracks. Although he does, eventually when we poke him out, he does say that... I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. That's a lot of baloney, because you witnessed a certain idiot jump in there.
Objection!
Oh my god, it actually was that, huh? Larry Butch. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butch. Oh yeah, that's right. Me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. As long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you mean? What do you want me to do then? Larry, what do you need to change in your inner self? But for now, what you saw that night. Testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Oh, Edgy, I think I finally have woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. Anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure if I'll go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? Part 2. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding, and then when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out of the window, and the dusky bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after 3 days stink chasing a girl. It totally burned out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening, he just caught a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Alright, that was the first time she heard that that idiot basically fell from the bridge. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
What I saw, part 2.
What did you do out here in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? I set the meeting time at 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. I thought she might come early, too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking on my phone memory apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so I went out to the bridge. I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything to do, so I went back to the shack and waited for her.
Hold it!
This light was, of course... lightning! Like, rapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom! Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so...
Hold it!
Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge? Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. I had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness.
Hold it!
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell and then the bridge got on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is the small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on, well I pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about 5 minutes walk? And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping tricks can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Why didn't you call anyone? Why didn't you call anyone? Yeah, if the freaking bridge was on fire. Larry, let me ask you one thing. Oh, what is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There's a public phone right by the Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. Well then, let's hear why you didn't. Yeah, okay, a reason. My reason, isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just, didn't have time to? Okay?
Hold it!
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright. Yeah. I thought I'd, better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. No, it wasn't. It was in blazes still. What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting with the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less. No. No, if I remember correctly, Phoenix ran to the bridge side on fire, saw Larry, told him about the murder, then was in panic himself because the bridge was on fire still, and the dumbass ran to the bridge because he thought he could still make it to the other side for dumb reasons, but like... I don't know. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Yeah, in Larry's case, he's a bit of a dummy. Here's the weather data. Alright, let's see this now. Weather data, lightning. 11 p.m. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. In other words, Larry's lying about the bridge thing. So, I'm pretty sure we're using the weather report here, but the thing is where we are showing it. I'm gonna try this last bit here. Ah, it was it. Okay. You're very excited being extensus being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like I'm sort of an alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take you to catch him up with? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what happened. Is this correct? Oh yeah. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge? Meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m. That sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling at. No, that is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hasakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Larry Ow! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Franziska von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. But there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. And he was an idiot for actually running to that thing then. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. But Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then. What happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet slapback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Oh yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after a bridge had burned out, he was still there. Staring into space with witness. This witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civil duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but it is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy? I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Oh, listen. I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? I'm not sure if I want to hear it all, but yeah, sure. Oh, Butch, what are you gonna do, buddy? Are you finally gonna tell us what the incredible thing that you saw was? Yes. I may really say this. Ow! Ah. Then say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this, however. Let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, there's a 15-minute gap. What were you doing, witness? The missing 15 minutes. I'm Dynamix. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped out into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized that the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw a perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. And a very large doubt still remains. What would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. But why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy. Why? Why are we gonna regret it? Larry, what did you saw? Oh boy. Watch him say that he saw freaking Iris on the bridge or something. No, he couldn't have seen because he would have said that he saw her. Either that or he's trying to protect her or something. I don't fucking know. Tell us, Larry. My name is Maurice. Get it right. Mistake it like that when you keep from being popular with the ladies like I am. Just who exactly are you? I'm Maurice Dynamix, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. And you are an artist? Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed.
Hold it!
Sketching the burning bridge. The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips too, Edgy? You'll regret it. That sketch. Ow! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. What did you draw then? Well, doesn't indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it up to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what it describes there. Alright guys, let's look at what the freak Larry drew. Is it gonna be any better than a child scribble? Is it gonna be something that we can actually see things on? Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this. Imagine what? That Maurice Dynamix's debuts would take place here, today like this. Hey, wow. Show it now. Okay, but steal yourselves. Huh? Huh? I guess it's a little bit better than a child scribble, but huh?
Huh?
Thank you, Kisu. I was about to say, could the bridge be the other way around? Like, could he have, like, drawn this upside down? But I guess not, because the bridge strings are there, you know, and the flames are... Well, the flames are going both ways, so I'm not sure. What the hell am I watching here? Yeah. Did we really want to see that? I guess we wanted to see that. Well... Oh, this is a dusky bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? You're up, sir, Miss Von Karma? Response? Yes, well... You don't have to be nice. It's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yeah, sure. I'm sure you did. Why are everybody trying to be, like, nice, like, to a child here? What's up with the burning lady in the picture, though?
This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to break it up, it seems. Yeah. I want a picture of that, that's funny. This, mysterious flying object. Larry? What? What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking creature? You spotted that! I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course! Iris! I wish she'd, take better care of herself. You have to plan for her future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had, injured herself flying like that? Larry, please answer this question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Like, actually. Really. Positively. Nani? Yeah, I don't... Larry, you freaking... Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of a defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. And that's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Alright, get you. Hi! The girl, she's really high up in the picture. I love that everybody yelled that. I'm like, what the frick? What is happening? What the fuck's wrong with you, Larry? Sorry. What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you in the cheek to test the theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedence for this. Oh, she was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. It was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see. There has to be some kind of a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to the earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, isn't he not? Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let us get back to the cross-examination by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obnoxious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me! Larry's sketch of what he saw that night of the crime. Oh, hurry up and cross-examine him! Everybody's so fed up with him now. Can I see that hideous thing? Okay. Yep. Wait a second, you guys. Do you think that
I might have accidentally said it out loud, didn't I? You guys think that Larry sketched this thing upside down? Take a look-see here. You see these lines here? They're going downwards. Right? They're going downwards, right? So, did this idiot really draw this picture upside down? It's like, just flip your gaze a little bit. Then that person is falling, right? He sketched someone falling down from the bridge. What? What is happening here? Could my theory be correct? Could Larry have drawn this upside down? Like, maybe he started sketching it when he was still... Like... No, wait. Could he have actually been that dumb? I don't know. Hold on. Let's start figuring this out. Okay. Everything I'm doing, sketching from the bridge. Flying. Hello, Astro Dude. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Thursday. The map is overview, and he saw it essentially from the side. I don't know. This dude is a freaking... That still... Somebody just flying? Really? Work on all that I was feeling. Message you directly in the page. Well, I still have a feeling we're gonna use the picture most likely as a piece of evidence here, but now I just gotta figure where. Yeah, that was also what I was thinking, Violet. Like, maybe it was like... Because he did say that he was lying at the Heavenly Hall. But also, it doesn't... Like, both of these things don't make sense. Like, somebody, like, straight up Iris flying, or somebody falling down from the bridge. Like, either one is, like, kind of crazy. Because who would have been the one falling down from the bridge? Ugh. Also, he's saying white hood fluttering. He shouldn't have had the hood anymore at this point, right? So, am I gonna use the hood here or the picture? Oh, I'm gonna try. Huh. Would you look at that? Larry, did you really see that? What did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. Well, in your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. That is the truth. It's just worth $1. If that is truly the case. Then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. No! A foolhardy fool of a foolish statement by an equally foolish foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what I told me that this floating angel was Iris. The hood is my darling Iris. The Iris is my darling hood. That makes no sense. Ow! It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense bench. Harry, there is something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took the flight? Oh, what are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? That's... Why you, Nick? You dog! I will shake you, Larry. Focus! I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discarded and discarded straight into the garbage. Ow, ow! What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Laurie Ceramix, shall prove it. Aye. You will now? I didn't expect to ask this again. But we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant and described it in the sketch. And so was your evidence that this night was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm gonna feed your whooping serving of pain. You've been serving us whooping service of pain this whole time, trust me. Go jump the well, Larry. Can we test the theory? He could jump the bridge, like Phoenix did. Luckily, he might not be able to swim or something, I don't know. Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dodgky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal spear, half buried in the snow. Oi. That is an amethyst. That has blood in it. I just remembered, didn't our victim had bruises, right? I don't know. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal spear that night. Except your own freaking teacher. A crystal spear. This one. Pretty, isn't it? For finders keepers. That's an evidence, buddy. You gotta hand it over. And it even has blood on it. Ay. That spear. Where did you find it? Let's see. Around here somewhere looks about right. And it was half buried in snow. It pretty much stopped snowing by then. there were still some falling and I walked to the bridge. The board accept this crystal spear. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood! What? Blood? The spear added to the court record. Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge at the night of the crime. Has blood in it. But whose blood it is? I bet you try to fit in your tiny hole. Nah, not the evidence, Bob. Not the evidence. Oh, you ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Laurie Max only a few minutes ago? Well, time to start poking. So you went to the burning bridge. That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. At least I could do was meet her halfway. But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say? I guess she went back to Hasakura Temple. She was a girl after all, must have wanted to look her best. Must be lovely to live in a fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it is so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point. Oh, so what did you do next?
Hold it.
So you searched all over for her? Oh, she was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I heard out at the shack the first time, I was snacking on banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so you know. Ai saakeli, että aivan sattuu. Can one guy really be this stupid? But did you find any signs of her so-called landing? I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kinda lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself? Yeah, the sun was steep, and there was even a banana peel out there.
Sitä näitä sikiä.
Yep, there's stupid, and then there's Larry Butch. Sort of it is that you didn't find any sign of her landing, correct? Then what happened next? Don't you guys love how Francisca is just quiet there? Like, I'm not gonna even defend what this idiot is saying. You know?
Hold it.
Half buried. Oh, I was sitting on the snow with a little, gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out there. I'm impressed you did well to find it. No matter what you may think, when you look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I used to pen like I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly as it was saying, "Here I am," to me. It does indeed look very much like the crystal spear on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night? Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one. I don't know anything about that. And Iris is special, alright, dude. And if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her. This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal spear was found near the bridge. That is fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? This is a question I aim to answer. Well, now then, the last thing here. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reason you thought that this was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct? Well, that's right. My god is never wrong. I'm at the old bikini the next morning, and her crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound. Indeed. Oh, she was wearing it in this very room earlier today. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradiction in this testimony will be easy. But I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries. Yeah, I'm a bit afraid of that one too, because I'm pretty sure that this crystal is from Elise's staff. But that begs to differ. What the fuck did the spear do way out there when our so-called victim was at the courtyard? How did the spear from the staff get in there? But let's not go that far yet. Let's just try to point out that the crystal is not exactly a crystal from a hood first. I'm guessing that it's this last part here, but now it's about what do I present here? Let's see. You have the staff. You have the spear. And we have also of Elise with the staff and the spear. And now picks the differ. So do we show the profile picture or do we show one of these? I'm gonna start with the profile picture. I'm gonna start with this and then see the other ones. Never mind, it was that. Okay. Larry, that night there was someone who lost a crystal spear. There was? Who was the stupid idiot? Don't say that, buddy. Miss Elise Dynamics, the mentor to the stupid idiot. The victim. I have a photo of her here. Oh, never mind. He's gonna show it. And on the end of the staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal spear. Hey. It's my photograph. Give it back. Ouch. A crystal spear like that is quite easy to find. I have one like it in my pouch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found in the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal spear, it's gone. Out of her profile, Larry's pic works. Oh, you can actually use Larry's picture there too? Interesting. What? What is the meaning? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris, after all. It was not wearing her hood, more importantly. The crystal spear found at the landing site was not hers either. But that means the one who flew and dropped the spear was the victim, Miss Elise Dynamics. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to research foolish conclusions. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus is rejected. Well, you can't do that, I saw it, ow! And this crystal spear, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I am sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth.
Nin.
I can't help it, I end up still pronouncing the X.
Man. My bad.
Elise Denim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go the Dusky Bridge. Therefore, the spear cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Objection!
No, it even has blood on it. Come on, Francisca. Miss Francisca von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal spear was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case. That crystal spear. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal spear, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. This is exactly the same reason that he drew the ridiculous sketch. Oh, she's pinning the murder on him now. Now you know what to go for it. What? You mean I'm the killer? Oh! All joking aside, just when this crystal spear appeared near the foot of the bridge, unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. Are you about to shove something here, Edgy? It makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Deneming left Hasakura Temple that night. However, somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed. And this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. What's your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal spear? If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Well, Larry is kind of that. Despite of everything, but you know. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal spear was dropped before the murder took place? I guess we're gonna have to be, so yes, I guess. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. Just simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's what the way Phoenix Wright would do it. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. Okay. I'm gonna go through all of that, so I'm gonna save here and see. I will prove that this crystal spear is a vital link to solving this case. We will do that. Do what? That look in your eyes. Reminding me of Phoenix Wright when he's cornered. Ship is sailing. Congrats, Kisu. That should come as no surprise. Because right now I am at Phoenix Wright and I'm indeed concerned. Cornered or concerned, I didn't read that right, whatever. How are you to present your evidence, Miles Edgeworth? Alright, evidence that proves that the crystal spear was indeed dropped before the murder. Where was the staff found? Where was the staff found? I can't remember. Where did we found the staff? Carried by Elise Deoniming when she was alive. Has her fingerprints on it, yeah. I mean, I could show the staff. Not sure if it's it though, but frick it, we can try. Can I save here? No, I can't. Okay. Oh.
Take that!
I feel like that was not it. Yeah, that was not it. He's being too cocky. That was not it. Guess it's the spear. Because we don't know whose blood is in it. So can we get the blood tested?
Take that!
Yep, it's the spear. This crystal spear. It was half buried in snow, correct? Well, that's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. Oh yeah, the timing again. With the snow. Oh, what? When the crystal spear was dropped, it was snowing. Even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing. On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Ah. Therefore, the crystal spear must have been dropped before the murder. What? What? Order! Order!
Yee! Eat it.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff crystal spear to come loose. What could that have been? This spear. There is some blood on it. Isn't there? Allow me to raise certain possibilities at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of the Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in Hasakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hasakura Temple's courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. It's the same thing! No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment. Yes, we know. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Deoniming's body was found at Hasakura Temple. In foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hasakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is the end. Via the snowmobile? I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Oh, if the defendant is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to the Hasakura Temple. This? On that snowy night, there's one way that body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of a murder weapon. But it could have also been used to carry a body. Edgy's hairstyle reminds me of Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. A little bit, like a short version of it. Just add like long locks behind it, and yeah, maybe. And make the front locks longer too. This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She is the only one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? You're too late, Francesca von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim, Elise Dönemin, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? You even need to think about that. Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy. Thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Ugh. Calm down. Calm down. You're not supposed to win today or anything. There was way too less info about things, so we knew that it was gonna go on a second day. Deal? Right. It seems to have fulfilled my part of this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me. There was one reason, and one alone, for me to being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me and from the beginning. Then I would have had Francie whipping you all the ow. Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chain seems to have slipped you by. Oh, what a shame. Ow! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all. Beep. Okay, at least Larry got what he deserved.
Oh, I cannot believe the witness testimony related to the actual event. However, there has to be some sort of an answer for the questions it raises. Have these, his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on, throughout the investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. Francisca, please don't kill us when we come out of here.
Bam bam ba da ba dam bam bam. A double save.
3 out of 1. Let's go.
Ah.
February 9, 3, 4. Okay, it's the same day. Why Hotti Clinic? Why on earth Hotti Clinic? Man. Who on earth put you in that clinic, Phoenix? I'm pretty sure there's better hospitals around. Okay. What am I supposed to do here? Should I... Nah, I do believe this is a good stopping point. I do believe that. I know Phoenix is fine. Wait, I'm not... I can't... Huh. That's unfortunate. I can't save yet.
It's not letting me save yet.
Okay, fine. Just until it lets me save again. I'm still up at this hour reading through the trial records of a certain case. It's the first case my mentor, Mia Fey, had ever landed in the courts of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe.
I know, I just did. And I want to find like the other spot.
Because I usually, when I continue these things, I like to go through the evidences and all that. Like, do a little recap with everyone before we continue. And I don't seem to be able to even open the file cases here. But that makes sense because we are Phoenix and we haven't received them back from Edgy. So we'll continue until it lets me do that. Yeah. What is written here? This isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy, my ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he will be able to help me with him, somehow. And there we go. Same day, 4:43 p.m. Dusky Bridge. Oh, okay. We switch back to right. And now we can save.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.